My name is Greg Bogosian, and I love everything about New England. Each week, I travel the region with my film crew searching for adventure. And along the way, I visit the places and the people that make New England extraordinary. This is New England like you've never seen it before. This is the New England Traveler. I'm Greg Bogosian, the New England Traveler. I'm always looking for a new adventure on the road, and I found it at New England Dogsledding outside Bethel, Maine, in beautiful Mason Township. So come and join me today as I become a true dog man. Well, let's check out my accommodations for the night first at the beautiful Telemark Wilderness Lodge. I made about a 4-hour drive north from Boston to get to New England Dogsledding and the Telemark Wilderness Lodge. When I got there, I found that the property itself is this huge private landholding right inside the National Forest. It's set up against the backdrop of Caribou Mountain, about 17 miles directly from Mount Washington, just over the Maine-New Hampshire border. That's where my dog sledding adventure begins, and it's where I met Steve Crone for the first time.
I moved out here about 26 years ago. I purchased the property because of its wilderness location and its direct access to nature. I was trained as an alpine ecologist out in Colorado, but I'm a dog man. The lodge has an amazing history. It was created by Leon Blanchard, the owner of Prudential Life Insurance, 1898, finished off in 1903. Bought up 8 parcels of land back then to create one private landholding within the forest. So it's unique in that setting. It has 5 bedrooms. It's all Norway pine paneled. It has a mineral stone fireplace. It's a center of attention to the living room. It has a hand-carved cherry circular dining room table, which Leon Blanchard made himself. That's still there. We call it the Knights of the Round Table. New England Dogsledding I created after about 8 years of strictly racing dogs. We decided to open it up to the public. And the dogs that we run and we breed and we train are Alaskan Huskies primarily, which we consider the world's finest athletes. They're bred for one purpose only, it's perfect body movement, as opposed to blue eyes or a curled tail or beautiful facial markings. They're bred to run 80 miles nonstop, continuously. We have about 70 dogs here, and 24 are in full retirement. They're in free run clinics, and we have about 48 running dogs. Our dogs genetically come directly from winning Iditarod lead dogs. So many of our dogs have multiple winning lead dogs as their fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers. Our last 2 litters of puppies have 27 Iditarod wins in their direct genetic background. None of our dogs have ever run the Iditarod, but all of their ancestors did come out of the Iditarod training grounds. I have one dog that's 18 and a half years old. Its grandmother was Susan Butcher's lead dog the last year she won the Iditarod, and he's still in good shape. So they have a long, healthy, loving life here too.
When clients like me first arrive at the lodge, they get a hands-on experience with the puppies that really gets them in the spirit for the dog sledding adventure that's about to begin. Steve has been bringing in tourists with an eco-travel theme for about the last quarter century out here, and he's got a perfect location for that.
Disconnect from digital reality for a while and come back to nature. Leon Blanchard is doing the same thing back then that we're doing now, except it was a private estate for him, and now we're using it as a base to drop people right into the heart of nature.
After I settled in and unpacked, I was invited to a home-cooked dinner with the whole team. They not only feed their animals well, as I later found out, they take care of their clients. Now, I'm getting so excited and full with that homemade chicken pot pie. Steve is a great storyteller, and he got me really looking forward to my upcoming adventure. I think it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm ready. At least, I think I'm ready.
It looks so good.
It does look very tasty.
How many do I get?
You can get as many as you'd like.
I had to wake up early for my first day of training, very early. After getting dressed in cold weather gear and a rather goofy-looking game warden's cap, Steve told me to take the snowy road and follow the sounds of barking through the woods. Sean Fowl and a lot of dogs were there to greet me. My first thought, that's a lot of dogs.
Good morning, Greg.
Hey, good morning, Sean. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Good to see you.
So, welcome to our doggy paradise down here.
I've never seen this many dogs in all my life in one place.
It is craziness.
It is
craziness.
Completely.
They're all getting very excited because when they hear our four-wheeler come around the corner, they know it's time for it's meal time.
I got excited by the four-wheel.
It's meal time. So, let's go teach you how to feed some dogs.
All right, that's
Sound
great.
good?
Let's do it. Right.
So, Greg, this is Yotek, Y-O-T-E-K.
Hey, Yotek.
Yotek is 3 years old. He's been, just like the rest of our dogs, born and raised here. Yotek is a hard puller. This guy just loves to run real fast and real hard. He last year he got his first experience with some racing. He did the Can-Am 250, which is a 250-mile race up in northern Maine with Steve, and the rest of his brothers and sisters went along with him. Like most sled dogs, he's got big paws on him. They're about, when you spread them open, when he's standing on the ground, they're about the size of my fist, as you can see. He's got some big old wolf meat paws on him there.
Look at that. That's huge.
Allows him to trudge through the deep snow. And what do you say about we go start doing some feeding?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Bye, buddy.
Time to feed all these dogs. As Sean unloads the four-wheeler, I unload a big box of beef that can best be described as beef jerky for dogs.
So Greg, what I'm doing here is I start every single morning off by coming down and chopping up some raw beef for these guys.
Frozen beef.
Frozen beef. And what it is a mixture of lean beef and fat. And what we do is we give chunks about this size to all the dogs that are going out and working hard for the day. They get one piece this size in the morning, one after the first run and one after the second run. Keeps them in good shape so they can withstand this cold temperatures we got around here.
It looks so good.
It does look very tasty. The rest of it will go into a water that I'm going to feed them later on.
Okay.
So Greg, let's go feed these guys this meat.
Let's feed some dogs.
Now that we're done cutting up the meat, I come on over here, and what this is just beef and water. In the wintertime, we can't really get these guys to drink plain water. We have to trick them essentially by giving them this blood water. And we give them that every single morning and every time after they run, so that way they're well hydrated. Because in the wintertime here, these guys don't want to drink just plain water because it is very cold, there's a lot of snow around here. So what this does, it tricks them into drinking.
That makes sense.
Because to them, this is delicious. And what I do is I have to mash it up so it becomes nice and stringy like this. And I get a good ratio of water to meat, so that way not one dog's getting too much water, and not enough meat, and not enough meat, or too much meat, and not enough water.
Right.
We want to make sure everything's nice and even. And we get 2.5 scoops of this.
Yummy.
And now once that's like that, I grab the rest of the jug of hot water. We fill it about 3/4 the way up, so it's mostly water.
Now, is this warm water too?
This is warm water as well. And we put about that much water in there, and then every dog that we go around to, we have to mix it up again before you pour them a bowl, because if you just go in and scoop it,
You're just
there's
getting
no
water.
meat in there. But if you get down to the bottom and get it real good, you get a lot of meat and water in there.
Nice.
So let's go out and feed these guys.
Let's go.
No wonder they're so excited. They're about to get some warm soup.
This is little Miss Typhoon. Miss Typhoonie. Now, each dog in the morning gets a big full scoop just right to the top, and throw it right down in there for it. And if there's too much meat in there, I'll take some of the meat out. If there's not enough water, I'll put some more meat in there for them, you know? And if there's not enough meat, then I'll just pull some meat out myself and throw it in there.
Looks like Miss Typhoon likes it. Anyone else getting hungry?
At 6 months old, we start training them. They'll spend about 10, 12 years running.
Later in the day, after Sean and I made sure all the dogs were fed, I had to go over to meet up with Steve. As it turns out, there were more dogs, even more to learn, and another long road to walk. By the time I'm ready to run these dogs, I should be in top shape. I'm getting the feeling that my involvement here is about more than just racing dogs or taking a scenic trip through the woods of Maine.
Great. Come on in quick.
All right.
My little monsters.
We got them. We're in. We're in. Come here, boys. Girls, come here. So, Steve, tell me a little bit about your philosophy of these dogs and what they mean to you, and tell me a little bit about their lives here at the lodge.
Well, they mean everything to us, and I think the dogs understand that. This pup here is named The Truth. He's 6 months old. He was born here like all the dogs here, and I think it's very, very important that they learn to trust us implicitly. And that's done by day-to-day effort, taking care of them, and they get it. Come here, puppy. So they, at 6 months old, we start training them for harnesses. And about 8 months old, we have put them in with our A-team, and in about 30 seconds to 3 minutes, they get it, and they're looking like seasoned professional race dogs because of their genetic potential. They'll spend about 10, 12 years running, showing people the beauty of canine movement and nature itself, and the whole trip is an amazing experience for us to be part of.
How long have you been out here doing this?
We've been out here at the end of this road at the Telemark and Wilderness Lodge for 26 years, and we've been offering recreational dog sledding experiences for the last 18 years. Been racing for about 12 years, so it's a pretty cool program here. You can go through 80 of our dogs here, and everyone is just gorgeously sweet and loving. It kind of blows people away.
Well, I think it really takes a special kind of person to bond with these animals like that, but you really, I think, from what my experience, you really teach people how to do that and remind them of their connection to the animals.
Most people know dogs are great.
Yeah.
And we're just honored to have them here and show people the dogs and the forest.
Is there a cutoff age for them when they stop? Is it 10 or 12, or does it just depend on does it vary from dog to dog?
Every dog's different. Some dogs we retire at 10 to 12 years old. I have a 14-year-old dog. You wouldn't notice, you wouldn't think he's 14 years old.
Wow.
He acts like about 6. But his father's still alive at 18 and a half, so every dog is slightly different. Alaskan Huskies are very long-lived, very athletic, smooth-moving dogs. They're built for perfect body movement. They love to run, and we love to run with them.
Awesome.
What do you say? Want to run some dogs?
I'd love to go dog sledding. That'd be amazing.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go.
Before we finally get to hit the trail with these world-class athletes, we had one more stop to make. Steve and I had to hay the older dogs, providing some fresh bedding to keep them warm.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these flakes
Okay.
and just fluff it up in the dog box right over here.
All right.
They love fresh straw.
And how much of each goes in each box?
About one flake here.
One flake like this goes in one box?
There you go. Put the
All right. Is there one guy in there? All right.
Most of us dog lovers grew up with a dog or two in our homes. Well, try 70. Steve and his team definitely make it look easy, but it is a lot of work to properly care for all of these canine heroes. My experience here really gave me a new perspective and a high level of respect for the Dogman and his crew. Now, it's time to sled.
OBG is the right. OBG! I have no idea what I'm doing.
The morning of the actual sledding, the dogs are charged up and ready to run. It takes a whole team of people to get the dogs ready to run safely, and Steve and his team are great at what they do. The open trail is where the real fun begins. Sean and Leo get the canines ready, putting boots on them to protect their paws from all the snow and the ice, while Steve and I pull our sled off the truck.
There you go. Keep that bow there when you spin it back and drop it over here. It's a beauty, huh?
Oh, it's nice.
It's a double runner.
Beautiful.
Yeah, stand on it. Right there. You're a dog man now, Greg.
Yeah, I'm a dog
Okay?
man now.
It's a double stanchion sled, so you can start right up standing and learning the game.
So this one right here is the heartbreak.
Line. So that's a 12-dog line. You can decrease or increase the length of our team of dogs pretty easily by adding or subtracting 2 dog sections.
You can go from 10 to 12, 12 to back to 10.
Exactly. You're gonna grab that, that's the lead dog section. You're gonna walk right up the trail here with it.
Right here?
Yeah. And I'm just gonna uncoil it. There you go. And you can just lower it to the ground right there. There again. This is a shock cord or a bungee, which will give us a nice buffer between the dog team and the sled. It's really for the dog's well-being, but it also helps us.
Right.
And then the 2 other items that we are going to attach to that carabiner. This is a quick release or a snub line. This will keep the whole team of dogs and us from prematurely taking off. So it's going to go through this hole here so it doesn't go under the runner, and we connect it to the same carabiner.
So this anchor, once it goes into the snow, is that going to stop the dogs from taking off when we're stopped?
This is a very genetically high-strung group of animals, but they're voice controlled, so when we say easy and low, they're going to stop. The snow hook will help them stay stopped. Or a quick release, and this is the last thing we're going to pull. So what we do is we tie this around a static item, a tree, a hard metal rod. Something will hold these team from taking off, and then we're going to put a quick release knot in. It's a very simple knot, overhand knot, and just pull it tight. Okay?
This will be the last thing that we release before we take off.
Exactly.
I need a low center of gravity or I'm going to fly off the sled.
Yeah.
Now everyone's getting amped up, especially the dogs. Steve was right. Alaskan Huskies love to pull a sled.
Look at the dogs and you say, okay, everybody up and hike firmly. I know.
So it's okay, everybody, up and hike?
That's it.
Okay, everybody, up and hike!
They believe you.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna do my best. So when they have to go to the right, the command, where do you go? Do you fall off? It's OBG. OBG right? OBG is the right. OBG! I don't think you're listening.
Not have had a more picture-perfect day in Maine. Sure, it was cold, but the dogs didn't seem to mind, and neither did I. What a blast.
Today was an unbelievable adventure. The life of a dogman is hard, but what's going to be even harder is leaving these dogs. Thanks to Steve Crone, Leo Juiced, and Sean Powell, I learned a lot and I had a blast doing it. Steve and his team put the animals first, and it shows. You'll see for yourself when you get up here to New England Dogsledding to start your own adventure. I'm Greg Bogosian, the New England Traveler. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.